Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome to another video here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And whilst the sun now has set on the FSExpo for this year in Houston, Texas, we got some great information from Microsoft and the Asobo team regarding the upcoming Flight Simulator 2024. Now, before I go any further, I want you to just think, what are your current thoughts on the upcoming Flight Sim 2024, particularly when the details of this new simulator were released a couple of weeks ago. I know that a lot of the people in the Flight Sim community were a little bit frustrated with the fact that a new simulator was announced with plenty of bugs still present in Flight Simulator 2020. So hold on to those thoughts that you had originally when that information was released, and then following this video, when we have a look at some of the things that are going to be incorporated into the new Flight Simulator, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are after watching this video, because there is a host of new details and amazing features that the team at Microsoft and Asobo have revealed. I don't think any of us can doubt that the world of flight simulation has indeed boomed since the release of Microsoft Flight Simulator. FSX took 16 years to reach just 5 million people, whereas Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 now in the last 3 years has announced a user base of 12 million simmers. Now, out of those 12 million, Asobo have said that only 3 million, I say only 3 million, of the people using Microsoft Flight Simulator do so with the intent on using it as a flight simulator, replicating real hardcore flight simmers, and the rest are, in their own words, deemed as gamers. But does that mean that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is going to become a game? Absolutely not. And Asobo and Microsoft, in their presentation at the FSExpo, made this very clear. They do not want to turn this into a game. This is completely the most realistic flight simulator that will ever have been developed. Now, I'm sure most of you will have seen the preview video for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and noted that there weren't actually that many airliners included in the trailer. Fear not, however, Asobo have said that a lot of airliners are planned to be brought into the next Flight Simulator. Of course, further details of those will be released nearer the time. It also sounds like they are currently in negotiations with airlines as well regarding use of their liveries in the simulator. So what about the loading times in Flight Simulator, and indeed the time it takes to initially download and install it? Well, the team have said that they want to release the user's hard drive footprint, and that basically means that most of the stuff is going to be stored on their own networks, with your PC only utilizing what it needs. And that means, of course, that faster downloads and faster loading times should be the result. I would imagine, however, that a very good internet connection is going to be needed to ensure this works seamlessly. And the new simulator will still have a community folder, so we can expect all the add-ons to work in a very similar way to how they do now. What would be great, of course, although this is not confirmed, is as the mods from Flight Sim 2020 are going to be compatible with Flight Simulator 2024, if you could simply just copy and paste that into the new simulator, that would be amazing, and of course save a heck of a lot of time on reinstalling. That, however, though, remains to be seen. So why create a new flight simulator at all? Well, with the advent of technology, remember that a lot of Flight Sim 2020 was based on FSX old coding. This means that with the new flight simulator, they can just do so much more, including getting more control over your aircraft's surfaces for realism, better physics. It also means as well that they can develop this and give this information to developers when they're creating add-ons. So developers too will have more control over the aerodynamics of their aircraft, right through from helicopters to sailplanes, gliders, even the hot air balloons. So hopefully what we are looking at is a much better flight simulator in terms of better overall physics. And we know from past experience that Microsoft Flight Simulator has perhaps always kind of played second fiddle to X-Plane in those respects. Maybe this new flight simulator will make marked improvements with their aerodynamics and physics, bringing this into line with what we'd expect. In terms of features, what the team have also said that this new simulator is going to include wear and tear. So perhaps this means as we're flying our aircraft, everything is going to get a little bit dirtier and dustier, a little bit of grime building up on the aircraft, which would be lovely to see rather than brand new clean aircraft everywhere. And each of the default aircraft for the airliners is going to have a tablet included as standard, perhaps meaning that the new airliners are going to be the most realistic airliners ever to be released by a simulator as default aircraft. So what about the graphics then in the new Flight Simulator? Of course, I'm sure many of us are still enjoying the graphics we have here in Flight Sim 2020. I know I certainly still get my breath taken away occasionally with some of the scenes that we can see. But yet, with this new Flight Simulator, it means that detailed areas of the world, right down to 15 centimeters, are going to be included. And the way that they're doing this is they're getting aircraft to overfly particular areas, and they literally will be putting in bushes and trees and rocks that you see in the real world will be there in the simulator, making the world as realistic as possible. For some areas of the world, though, that's not going to be possible, so they are going to have to rely on satellite imagery, and that will be scaled to 50% detail. Now, of course, that means that there are some places of the world where the team don't really have permission to go and fly their aircraft over to get the photographs that they need. So with the satellite imagery, it does, however, mean that they can rely on this and get better worldwide coverage, as I said, down to 50 centimeters, which, let's be honest, is not bad, is it? These ground textures are also going to come with seasons as standard, and the team have also released information that they are now looking at incorporating seasons into Flight Simulator 2020. So hopefully they won't just bring this into the new Flight Simulator, but will also upgrade Flight Sim 2020 to also include seasons, something which I know many people have been looking forward to. Flight Sim 2024 will also have things like the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, as well as huge improvements in the weather system, so we get supercells, tornadoes, that kind of thing. So that is obviously going to be quite exciting as well. The only thing left then is to make this amazing world that they've created into a living world, and they are working very hard and say that live traffic is going to be much more improved, complete with liveries, and they're also going to include worldwide live ship traffic, which for those of us who do like to fly airliners across vast plains of ocean is actually going to be really nice and neat to see. The team have also said that they are going to be looking at better vehicles on the roads, which hopefully means as well that they're going to look at where those vehicles are placed. We've all seen vehicles flying through the air and basically crashing into buildings. Let's hope that that will not be present in Flight Sim 2024. So now we've had more details regarding this new upcoming Flight Simulator. Let me know in the comments down below if this has got you excited and a bit more perhaps interested and invested on upgrading to the new Flight Simulator when it comes out. As I said at the very start of this video, I think many of us were left shocked and perhaps a little bit frustrated that a new Flight Simulator was coming rather than fixing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020's shortfalls. But with all of these new features that they are going to be able to create because of new technology, perhaps stuff that they couldn't just import into Flight Simulator 2020, are you now sold and taken with the fact that this new Flight Simulator could be the way forward for the future? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have found this video useful, and of course if you have, then please do leave a like if you have enjoyed it, and if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any future videos and of course our live streamed content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye for now.